Hello, friend. You are listening to the voice of Alain and
Danielle.
Welcome to Sundays Podcast Café. And I know most of you probably expected this to be published yesterday, especially the people who have subscribed. Oh my goodness, we have something special for you today. Coming up, actually, this Sunday.
Yes.
It's going to be very unique.
Special guest, special invitation. But before we get into it, oh my goodness. So yesterday I had prepared something different for us to share and talk about when it comes to our teas and lattes. And I'll save that for another time. But this morning I have with me Tea Magic. So if you have a Costco card, and maybe you can look it up online, it's called Tea Magic. So pretty much this young lady, she had wanted to have, okay, the story goes like this. It says one day, Sashi wanted tea without the waste of a tea bag.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
So she created hashtag Tea Magic. So anyways, I for some reason, this pulled me. I went into Costco doing my shopping and grabbing a few things, and it was just outside the aisle. Then you can tell this is a brand new product. So it's called Tea. Okay, what is the name?
It's Tea Magic.
No, actually, no. I mean, okay, hashtag Tea Magic on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But it's called Tea Drops. The bag says Tea Drops, new organic tea variety pack, and I love it. Yesterday I tried the matcha green tea, but this morning I have the citrus ginger tea, and it's beautiful, just with hot water, and you just drop. It's a drop.
It's a liquid, right?
It's not liquid. It's like a drop.
Wow.
Yeah, you just put it.
Is it oil?
No,
It's not oil either.
it's not oil. It's herbal tea,
I haven't tried it yet.
but in a drop. It looks like a tablet. Like you just drop it in your hot water, and then of course I love my what you might call it, my dates. So I had a couple of dates, organic dates with that to sweeten it a little bit, and I added a little bit of lemon. So good. So it's called Tea Drops, new organic tea variety pack. But on social media, you can look up Tea Magic, hashtag Tea Magic.
What's the name again? The name of the lady.
Sashi.
Sashi.
She's beautiful. She looks like she's 10 years old.
Yeah, very young.
Yeah.
So I'm sure when you guys find her post on social media, her name will allow you to know that the tea we are talking about. I haven't seen any link of it yet to post in the description.
Yeah, but she's on social media, guys, and the more we diminish wastage, right?
Yeah.
And we are
The better the planet.
protecting our planet. We are preserving the earth. So
I'm stretching a lot this morning, actually. But guys, we have a special guest for you coming up this Sunday. I mean, for the first time, you are going to come to church and watch talk show. Talk show. Wow.
Live talk show.
This is going to be very powerful. We have a new program coming up in our retreat center.
It's official.
The retreat center is coming up. Not totally official yet, but it's coming up. It's coming
Online.
up. Online is going to be very official. And we have a program, a talk show by Sarah Stokam that will be called Social Dynamics. You guys get to hear more about it. And her first guest is going to be Adriana Dale. And she's going to be talking about money. She's going to be talking about, the spiritual source of poverty, the spiritual source of wealth, the money energy, how we should view money, and the importance of money in our society, especially in our family. The way we raise our kids. She's gonna talk about generational curse. Oh my goodness, this talk show on Sunday, Transformative Gathering, is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be very powerful. So Danielle, why don't we talk about a little bit about some of the things that Adriana spoke about when it comes to worshiping God? Because some people say that when they are afraid that when they have a lot of money, they won't be able to, they will lose their connection with God.
Yes. I like what Adriana shared, and again, we'll put the link to that podcast with Joseph Desince, and people saying that money is the root of evil, but how she explained that is it's actually the lack of money, not having enough. When people steal and steal from others and manipulate others because they are wanting to have more money.
That could be part of control drama too.
Right.
Manipulating people for their energy because you want more money. You don't feel abundant. Yeah.
So that's the roots of evil. It's the lack of it that is really the roots of all evil. That's why people steal. That's why people
break into homes. And
people lie. That's why salesmen, business people, they go out there, they're trying to make ends meet, right? Because they're trying to support themselves, their family, but at the cost of stealing from somebody else because why? Because they feel like they don't have enough money. Or they feel like they need more money.
And so that's the funny thing. A lot of people, their bank account is very fat, but their internal energy is still lacking money. And they still become manipulative and constantly looking for ways to steal people's energy. For example, recently we went to look into some cars. The convertible that you wanted, the Mercedes Benz. And when we went to the dealership, a young man showed up. His name was David.
Right.
He was just happy to get to meet another human being. He was just happy to know what we want to experience. We had a great time with him. And then when we returned, we leaving, the manager was coming to talk to us. The minute he started to come, you can feel the grabbing energy, the control drama showing up. And Danielle was saying to David, I think we're going to come back, check it out. We give him our number. And the manager right away said, why do you have to come back? You can just buy it right now. And
there was a pressure.
Oh my goodness.
It's like he put his salesman cap on.
Yeah.
I feel like he never took it off, because the minute he came out, I literally just walked around him and went inside, because I could feel his energy was about grabbing. It was about making a sale, maybe reaching a quota or something.
Yeah. But in order for them to do that, they're going to have to manipulate you, force their energy on you and convince you.
And be pushy.
And be very pushy. Well, again, that's something that happens a lot in the business world. But you know the funny thing, Danielle? People who feel abundant inside, which is the energy of love, like that young man David, he may not have millions of dollars in his account, but his abundance, the feeling of abundance, is going to make him eventually successful, because he's going to become magnetic. He's going to attract people to himself.
Right.
You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, because nobody likes to be around an energy that just wants something. Even if it's not being said in words, when the person's intention is, I want your money, right? I have to make this sale. I gotta meet this quota. You can feel it. People at the energy level, people feel that, and they don't want to be around that.
Yeah. And one thing I also noticed, when the lack of money, which is the same as the love of money, I like the way Adriana said it. She said the poor person always think about money. Where can I find money? And that is the love of money, because it occupies your entire mind and your entire heart. Every day you're thinking about what you think about the most becomes your love point. But she said that the wealthy person doesn't think about money. He thinks about what he will do with the money.
Exactly.
Maybe traveling, and maybe buying beautiful things and beautiful experiences. And I can tell you that in a home where there is not enough money, there is a lot of frustration. There's a lot of frustration. A husband or a father will start feeling a sense of not being
capable.
And,
Right.
yeah, and that turns into anger.
And that affects their self-esteem, self-image, for sure.
And that begin to drain the energy of the household. And they say the number one reason of divorce is
money issue. Right.
How true. And the kids, somehow the parents sometimes cannot even take the kids to a restaurant that is expensive. Or if they take the kid, they're afraid the kid may order something. It's so stressful, and the kids are afraid. And even that is the kids losing energy.
Yeah, and money anxiety and the fear of money anxiety and the fear of money running out, that in itself is detrimental to our mental health, psychological health, even our physical health. Just that fear of it running out, that fear of not having enough, or if I pay this, that will be at the cost of us not having that limitations, right? Feeling that you can only have this type of experience. I can only go to IHOP, right? Versus going to into the city, right? To a beautiful, luxurious restaurant.
Because you deserve it.
Because you deserve it. Like so, every time we have to make a decision about what's best for us, but we settle for something less, that affects our self-esteem, our self-image. And then more dangerously, when our children watch how we are spending our money or the lack of it,
yeah.
that affect, they're watching that, they like sponges, they absorb. Even if we're not speaking in words, our behaviors, like you take a child when you say it's family time, and each time that consists of maybe an arcade where you just give them a couple of bucks to play, and then maybe that includes a trip to McDonald's, and then maybe sometimes it's just thank God TGIF Fridays. The kids are watching that, and we're going shopping, and that always consists of Walmart, a dollar store.
And they're copying it. That become the generational curse.
It becomes to them the norm. When poverty behaviors, lack and limitations behaviors, is shaping our children's minds, we are passing on that generational cycle of poverty to the next generation and the next generation, unless we say with our generation is over, we are going to do things differently.
And there is something else as well. I mean, cheers, because we discovered the spiritual secret to break, free from generational curses. And the other aspect of it also, you could have money and be rich and not be wealthy, because being rich is to have the physical money. Being wealthy is to have the energy of abundance in you. And that is connected to God. And Adriana said something powerful. She said, the more money you have, the more abundance you have, the more abundance of everything that you have, with the abundance of time, you can finally sit down and meditate and connect deeper with God and actually serve God better, because poor people definitely are not alleviating the problems of the world.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how bad they judge and point figures at the wealthy people. The poor people are not the one that are making the world a better place. You need money to be able to help somebody else go through the challenges. There is a downside to having a lot of money but not be wealthy, is that if you are a parent, you have a lot of money in the bank, but your attitude stink in the house. You rule over the kid, you yell at them, and you're not kind to your spouse, and all those things. The kid associate the wealth with your behavior, and that program them to say, okay, maybe money is what makes my parents this way. Therefore, I'm going to avoid having money so that I can have a good behavior in me to connect more and love more, which is a complete lie.
They grow resentful. Sometimes you see children, they are resentful of their parents' career, profession, or even calling. If they feel like it's costing them time with their parents. So I like that. Money in itself doesn't make you rich because we are talking about wealth consciousness.
Yeah.
And having a lot of money is part of it. But having the consciousness of wealth is a whole different dimension.
Yeah, you have to be, if you are truly wealthy, you have to be able to enrich others. And your soul has to be able to continue to expand.
And cause other peoples to also rise and expand. Right.
Wow, time goes fast, and we are at the end here, friends, and we expect to see you on Sunday, so you get to watch the talk show with Adriana Dale. So many nuggets. You are going to be blessed. But in the meantime, you can watch the podcast that she had with Joseph Desince. We're going to put the link in the description for you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy Mother's Day.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there and all the moms consciousness. Divine mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.